folks, and welcome back to an episode of Liverpool Klopp Out, Ben in. Good to see you. So you join us here on deadline day, but before we talk about that, let's go through what you've missed in the early part of the season. We've played a few games with mixed results, and as you've probably seen from the thumbnail, we've made a signing. We kick the season off though with a 0-0 versus Aston Villa. It's hard to say it was exciting because it wasn't. It was rubbish. So I'm glad we didn't do it as the first game. And then upon signing Jude Bellingham, and let's take a look at him, you can see him there then, a big outlay for the club, £110 million, split over two though, split over 50 million and 60 million over 6 months, so, or over a number of 6 months, so, you know, a pretty good deal for us. As you can see so far, he's played a few games, and yeah, it's going fine. It was the big transfer. Lots of you mentioned it in the comment section yesterday. I went, give me some names. Lots of you said different names. Quite a few of you did say Bellingham, though. You wanted to see if him at Liverpool would really work, and I guess now we're going to find out. But yeah, at 19 he's already phenomenal, and he's just made that midfield so much stronger, especially after Naby Keita left. So welcome, hey Jude. No one's ever done that before. He made his debut then against Bournemouth. It was a 3-1 win. He got himself on the assist sheet, as did a few other players as well, so it's looking good so far at this stage. 4 points from 2 games. Yeah, and a frustrating draw to begin with, but not too bad. Then we drew 0-0 with West Ham, and my God, it's getting boring. The worst thing was Mo Salah missed a penalty. The destruction in the ranks at Liverpool. Very disappointing. Late in the game as well, 86 minutes gone. Not what you need. We've then got the Champions League coming up, the group stage draw, and of course they've got the music for it this year, so I thought we'd have a good listen to that and enjoy that together. So this was my live reaction to the Champions League draw. I missed the audio bit. I missed the audio there. Just do the draw. Ronald Koeman. Why is the draw so long? Why is the? I'm not putting this in the video. Move on to the next thing, Ben. Move on to the next. We're not using this. There's our group. That was exhausting. Ajax, Sporting, Celtic. Yes. Some of the groups are really horrible. So we'll take this all day long. Didn't go brilliantly. Missed the music. Always next year, isn't there? Always next year. We'll do our first Champions League game tomorrow. We're going to play Arsenal in the league and then our Champions League game. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. But a pretty easy draw. Suppose Champions League draw, we played Manchester City. And that went like this. Well, what are you supposed to... He's massive. Oh, what's happening here? Well, 3-0. 3-0 City, that is. That's fast. Other than cry, what are you supposed to do? We'll bring on Bobby Firmino. That'll solve it. It won't solve it. Bring off Jude as well. He doesn't. I don't want him to see any more of this. Here we go. Chance. We're building. Thiago. Whipped in. Oh, Darwin Núñez. Yes. All right, back in the game. Time to prove how good we are now, please. Look at this. They can't get near it. I mean, best striker in the world, apparently. Don't think so. He has scored there, though, hasn't he? Is that 5-1? What is that? 5-1? 5-1. 5-1. All I can think is it's a good day. It's a good day for fans of football. Just not fans of Liverpool or managers of Liverpool, really. Have we just lost the league there? I don't know what you're supposed to... I'll take off Joel Matip and Luis Diaz and Mo Salah. And let's just pretend this isn't happening. I mean, I didn't set them up to do this. So this is surprising to me. And you've got to ask mid-game, Ben, at that point. Did you think it'd be going better? Yeah, I did think it'd be going better. That's true. Is there any room for a comeback in that one, or? Well, it's nearly finished now, so it has finished there then. That's Manchester City 5, Liverpool 1. So it's going well then. I wouldn't say it's gone well, would you? Have we told them about Jude? I have told them about Jude. Yeah, I thought I'd get that out early. I thought they'd like that. Yeah, I've told them about Jude. Okay, that's not a problem. I bet Ben Sports News was excited about it. So, I haven't told him. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine, won't it? Hey, forget all that. I'll see you for deadline day. You doing that now? Yeah, deadline day. Yeah, okay. Just before we got to deadline day, we also played Forest. That was a 3-0 win. Pretty comfortable at home, and it made me feel a lot better, especially after being pummeled by Manchester City. So as mentioned then, that does bring us to deadline day. You can see the results we've had there. Arsenal and Sporting, as I mentioned, to come very soon, as well as Ajax, and we've got some Celtic, Manchester United action coming after that, I would imagine. It's looking exciting. And so far in the window then, we've bought in Jude Bellingham for big money. And Naby Keita, of course, has left us, as well as Adrian, and a few other guys have gone out on loan. Nat Phillips, one of those, for those curious. So we bring ourselves, as mentioned, to deadline day. Here we go. What will we do? Don't worry about the potential ins or outs. I'm not selling Bobby Firmino to PSG. And there's something about contracts we'll take part. Now, traditionally, deadline days for me have gone pretty stress-free, pretty well, I think we'd all agree. And when you look at the system I play, I'm not sure Andy Carroll's going to cut it at centre mid. Hoyle move delayed because they've not got a replacement so far. Yeah, I'm trying to give him as the part exchange. You idiots. 2 hours remaining. Is this about to fall through? Come on. It's fallen through. Right, we're back in for him. Right, well, why did we mess about before then? 45 minutes remaining. This was so calm. I had 9 hours. I was so relaxed. Quick! Get him in. Quick, go, quick, negotiate. Board. Rossini, what do you think? Fine, done. Get him in here, quick. 30 minutes. It's been cancelled. Are we doing jokes? That evidence wasn't necessary, was it? So yeah, strap in, folks. Let's see how we go. 15 hours remaining. God, it's good to be back. All right, so it'll be interesting to see if we get any bids as Kanate. Is he likely to leave before the window ends? There's some interest in him from Tottenham. Not likely. It'll also be interesting to see what other teams do. Of course, one of our big issues at the moment is just getting everyone fit, back, ready to actually play again. Diogo Jota, very close to returning to first team action, but needs to work his fitness back. We've had similar issues with Thiago and with a few other boys. So, yeah, it's a bit of a process at the moment. So far, though, Darwin Núñez has got a couple of goals. Luis Diaz a couple of goals. Mo Salah as well. And assists for Trent Alexander-Arnold from that midfield position. It's going well. And the performances of Jordan Henderson have been all right. There's a screaming child. Oh, it's mine. All right, then, deadline day. We were working on a couple of things, and I knew they'd be confirmed today. Thomas Lemar. Now, if you're doing a Football Manager save right now with one of the bigger teams around Europe, Thomas Lemar, for whatever reason, appears to be, in most people's saves, available at the very cheap price of 4.3 million transfer listed. Now, for Liverpool, he's been linked with Liverpool loads before. It just seemed to make the most amount of sense for us right here, right now. Right, can play out on that left-hand side. Can even play wing back. Not that we're likely to play him there, but with me, you never really know. Can play as the number 10 as well as playing central roles too. But it's that experienced backup really to Luis Diaz. That's what I was looking for with Thomas Lemar. And he gives me exactly that. When we look through the squad, if you go to the squad planner, which I am going to use for this, if we flick through the team here, right, from centre backs to right backs even, like lots of options for us, even in defensive areas with the likes of Arthur and Henderson can play there, as well as Jay Spearing, of course, if called upon. You never know. It's almost certainly going to happen. Central midfield looks strong as well, but with some of our younger players like Harvey Elliott or Fabio Carvalho, they can play in there as well as the wide areas on both sides. I just think having a bit more experience in there can never do us any harm and gives us a bit more structure to the team. So all in all, Thomas Lemar, good addition to Liverpool. Here we go. 4.7 million. That's good. 5.5 million off the budgets, but not bad. Now you may have noticed the one position we didn't talk about there was this one. And I think outside of Darwin Núñez, and yes, you want to play Salah there if need be, but he's pretty good on that right-hand side, so why change it? You've got Firmino and Núñez and not a whole lot outside of that for striking areas. Yeah, Jota can play there, but I probably prefer him on the left. But again, naturally in lots of areas, so it's good enough for us. But I do think we're still lacking some experience, someone that knows the club. Yeah, you've already seen his name. And that then, folks, and look, if I want to, look, listen, you've tuned into this series. You expect a 35-year-old to... I can't even find him. You expect a 35-year-old to sign who's been around a bit, don't you? Don't you? So if anything, if I didn't sign him, I do feel like you'd be disappointed. So I'd like to welcome Matt to Liverpool. Luis Suarez. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I agree that. Welcome back, Louis. He's still... Look, he's not bad. He's slower, sure. But everything else... Oh, yes. Crucial moments, crunch times... This is going to be our guy. And what's nice as well, I think, because he's Uruguayan, him and Darwin Núñez, pals. And he can teach him, can't he? There's elements of Suarez's game, like composure and off the ball and finishing, that Darwin Núñez has a little bit of, but it's not quite the. Let's compare them. They're not similar, really. They're quite different. But there are different parts of Suarez's game I'm hoping Núñez can take from him. And that is my reasoning. So do not question it. And also, like, it's romantic in a way, isn't it? So not between them. I just mean to bring him back to Liverpool. If I could have brought Xabi Alonso or Torres back, I probably would have done. What a window where Jay Spearing and Luis Suarez return. Oh, is it 2012? Thank God it's not. So with 8 hours remaining. Okay, with 8 hours remaining, we're now at a question mark period of what do we do from now. So we're going to confirm our squad list, and I think you'd agree the squad now looks pretty fleshed out. Some really good squad players have joined us, and it's difficult to find players that are going to be starters, right? I want Darwin Núñez to be the guy at Liverpool, but I think bringing in a few players around him just allows us a little bit more confidence with things. And look, the developing players of Carvalho and Harvey Elliott, and I worry a little bit that Carvalho won't really improve much beyond this. Just the scouts don't necessarily rate him that highly. I guess we'll see. I needed to bring in some players that are ready now. And I think Liverpool maybe have that little bit of an issue currently in real life. And we're trying to rectify that a little bit. So now we've got a lot of attacking talent off the bench if we need to bring it on. And defensively, I think we're kind of covered. A lot of you are mentioning bringing in a right back. But I really do think that if, like I've said, Trent won't play there at all. If things get desperate, him, Fabinho can slot in. But as I say, Jordan Henderson so far is doing okay. I'm also training him. If he goes to development, I'm training him at wing back support. So in a few weeks' time, he'll pick it up fast. I've not got a problem with that. Similar with Trent, we're training him at central midfield. So it's all going to work out in the end. Probably. I guess the question is now, are we going to get any bids, or should I be doing any other business? I still need a third choice goalkeeper. Wow, just when you thought deadline day wasn't going to hot up, viewers, how wrong were you? Thing is, bringing in a third choice keeper is notoriously quite difficult. I don't want to spend more than $1 million on a third choice goalkeeper. Who can we go get? When you think third choice goalkeeper, much like me, you probably think Scott Carson, but he's not really available. Adam Bogdan, is it 2012? Yes, it is. He was at Bolton. Wow, where did the time go? Hold the phone, viewers. Hold the bloody I think we know what's happening here. What year is it? That's right. Come on. The essence of Liverpool is, it's leaking. What? Pepe Reina is not interested in contract. Pepe? Real name John? Why do you not want to join us? By the way, how good is Pepe Reina at 40? What is going on here? Sander Westerveld? Is that... No, that can't be right. What's Mignolet up to? Is he's actually playing and enjoying football now, isn't he? Yeah, that's we can't do that either. Peggy Peck said he can't still be playing. Move on, Ben. Do you think Alan McGregor would want to be the backup to the other boys? He cost me barely anything here. What's his contract going to look like? And that's the bit that matters. Alan McGregor, he was actually quite good when I played against, when Liverpool played against him recently in the Champions League. I think for a 2-year deal, for the ultimate backup 40-year-old veteran goalkeeper, we're making moves there. I given Steven Gerrard a call. He's not answering at the moment, weirdly. But I've said, any recommendations from Rangers? And he's gone, well, he didn't pick up, so he's not said anything, has he? I've just done it. When I started deadline day, viewers, I wasn't sure I'd be signing anyone over the age of 35, but here we are. Alan McGregor, great. And I've got to say, hang on, sorry, pause. I'm being slandered in the media. What do you say to those who claim that Luis Suarez is a classic deadline day panic buy? What's Andy Carroll doing? He's at Reading, living the dream. Shall we bring them back together? Even for me, that's too far. What do I say? I say no, absolutely not a panic buy. No. How do they know? I actually think this has gone well. I think all in all, that's a pretty solid window. Angry with the signing of a player who looks surplus to requirements. He's an emergency backup. Emergency backup. What's the problem? Honestly, I'm annoyed by him already. Right, let's get McGregor in then. And there we've got 3 goalkeepers once again. And he's just good stuff around the place, I'd imagine. Alan McGregor. It's just fun to set like that as well. So, and that's what the fans aren't thinking about it. That's class. That's world class. Lovely stuff. Right, 4 hours to go. I can't imagine anything's going to happen, and the window's going to slam shut. That was less slam. That was more sort of I don't know, just clapping. It's like a school nativity. We're just loving it. So no outs, no bids have come in for any of my players, which is absolutely fine. Again, squad-wise, I'm actually really happy with this. We've brought in Jude Bellingham, we've brought in Luis Suarez, Thomas Lamar, and the fact they don't put McGregor on this top three is disgraceful. But I think all in all, that's a pretty good window. It gives me a tiny bit to manoeuvre with, maybe a big loan move or something in the January if needs be. But that ain't too bad at all. The finances of the club are incredibly healthy as well. Things are looking up here, except that performance against City, of course. And tomorrow then, we will get stuck into Arsenal and Sporting. Arsenal, much like us actually, have had a pretty tough start to the season. Chelsea have gone the same way. It's Manchester United leading the way right now, with Tottenham and City not far behind, as well as West Ham, of course, who we drew against. So, plenty of work to do, and we start again tomorrow. If you enjoyed today, do leave a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. We love with care, for mentioned. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Oh God, I didn't mention Fanatical. You can get the game if you want. It's link in the description. I know what you're thinking. Where was Ben Sports News? I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow. Probably not that happy. Hi Ben, Ben Sports News here. I just thought I'd leave a message. Didn't get a call about deadline day, so I can only assume you didn't do anything. Let me know. Cheers.